Hello student, in previous video we discussed about the permanent tissue like a simple tissue. In today's video we discuss about the complex tissue. Then what is a complex tissue? Basically the complex tissue is a group of more than one type of cell which working together as a unit, and they are transport the water and food material to the previous part of the plant body. So this is the complex tissue of xylem and phloem. It means the complex tissues are divided into two types, that is xylem and phloem. Then what is xylem? So as we know about, the plant is a vascular tissue. So these are responsible for the distribution of water and minerals which already taken up by the roots. So it means this xylem, it is a conducting tissue of the plant, and these xylem consist of several type of cell, that is brackets, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. The most important one are the tertiary element, that is the tracheids and vessels. These are the two important cell in the xylem tissue. So that is principally the non-concerned with the transport of water, and to some degree given and some degree it gives support. Then in brackets, these are the fundamental cell type in xylem. It is elongated, tube-like, and having tapering rounded their end wall. So they have a lignified wall with bordate pit. So what is a bordate pit? So it means the pits are the characteristics depression on the cell wall of the plant cell. It means they act as the channel for the transport of water and mineral through the adjacent cell. Such pits with border are called as the bordate pits. If it lacks border, it is called as the simple pits, isn't it? So in angiosperm, pit members is homogeneous, whereas in gymnosperm, pit member is heterogeneous. In the middle of the pit member form a circular thickening. It's called as the torus. This is the circular thickening. It is called as the torus. And remaining part of the pit membranes surrounded the torus is called as the morgos. So, it means this morgos is flexible and thin. If the certain circumstances, the morgos move towards like this. Suppose this morgos move towards in one or the other pit aperture. It means they closing their aperture, and same with the torus. So, in these conditions, water does not move from one to the another direction. So, this is about the pit. What is the bordate pit? So, it means if we take the tears of tracheids, mostly appear angular, right? These are placed in the organ parallel to their long axis. So depending on their wall of tracheids are provided into various types. So first is the angular. Then in angular means Here the angular type of thickening is located, that is known as the angular thickening. Next, that is the spiral. The spiral type of thickening is, you have seen easily here, the spiral arrangement is there, that is known as the spiral thickening in tracheids. Here the scalariform thickening. Scalariform means alternate thickening is formed, that is known as the scalariform thickening in tracheids. Network like thickening is present, that is known as the reticulate thickening in tracheids, and the dotted thickening, that is the pitted thickening in tracheids. So in angiosperm, they are associated with vessels, but in gymnosperm and pteridophyte, they form the main bulk of xylem. The next type, that is the vessels. Basically, vessels is also known as the trachea, not tracheids. It is known as the trachea. It is built of many vessels membrane and that are joined by one to the other by their end wall. Their proximal end wall are perforated, whereas the distal end wall are not. Here the distal end wall and this is the proximal end wall. This proximal end wall is perforated. That means the distal end vessels is like a trachea. So here vessels are limited in length but of a greater diameter, as such as it become a drum shape, isn't it? So in vessels the tapering distal end are not perforated, therefore the water passage takes place from vessels to vessels via pits to pits, as from tracheids to tracheids, isn't it? So what is perforation? This is the proximal end wall and this is the distal end wall. In proximal end there is the presence of perforation. What is perforation? Perforation means the opening of vessels. Opening of vessels, it is known as the perforation. They are present at the proximal end. So and sometime on side walls, here the perforation plate and sometimes is located in their side wall also. This area of perforations are called as perforation plate. This is known as the perforation plate. The perforation plate may contain single large perforation. So if the single perforation is present, that is known as the simple perforation. And if the multiple of perforation is present, that is known as the multiple perforation. So there is the various kinds of perforation plates are present. Simple perforation, that means here the simple perforated plates are present into the proximal end wall of the vessels. Then the scalariform means there is the many plates or the multiple plates are present, that is known as the scalariform perforation. That is known as the scalariform perforation. Reticulate perforation means when the perforations are arranged in reticulate manner, that is known as the reticulate perforation. It means the network like plates are arranged, that is known as the reticulate perforation. And the last type, that is the fulminate perforation. Fulminate perforation means what? When the perforation are almost circular. So the vessels are generally few centimeters long. But in climbing plant and some trees, they are several meter in long. So basically what is the functions of these? That means they conduct water and it gives the mechanical support to the plant body. Then next is that the xylem fiber. In xylem fiber, it means that they are the elongated. We already studied about the fiber in the simple tissue. Same thing in the same thing here in the fiber, xylem fiber. That means they are very much elongated and narrow cell with pointed their end wall, and the wall are very much thickened and having their lumen. Lumen is much reduced. So fibers occurs in different plant of the plant body. If they occur singly, that is known as the adioblast, but in more usually they form a band or in network or in hollow cylinder also. So these fibers are commonly associated with vascular tissues but also found in a ground tissue. According to their position in the plant body, they are classified into two categories, that is the xylem fiber and the extraxylary fiber also. So we already know about what is the xylem fiber. That means they constitute the integral part of the xylem. So that is known as the xylem fiber, and it developed from the same meristematic tissue as the other xylem cell. So this xylem fiber is distributed into the cortex, pericycle, xylem and phloem. Then the next type is the xylem parenchyma. It means the parenchymatous cells which are surrounded by the xylem, or the parenchymatous cells which are present into the xylem, that is known as the xylem parenchyma. So this is the xylem tissue and this is the parenchymatous tissue. These xylem parenchyma which are thick or thin walled, and these xylem parenchyma store the food material. So here we complete the complex tissue. First complex tissue, that is the xylem. In next video, we discuss about the second complex tissue, that is phloem. Thank you so much.